Hello my dear students, good afternoon and welcome to Gradeup India's largest online education platform. Yesterday we were discussing about DUJAT preparation and today we will discuss how to prepare for all the other entrance examinations. It's the same thing with a slight difference in the sense that in BBA, in other exams, other BBA exams, entrance exams, okay, what happens is you are not given too many questions on reading ability, okay. Reading ability is not all that much. It's a fair portion of the paper, that is reading ability and your this one, the grammar, they're 50-50, but then in DUJAT it is slightly different, okay. So what I'll have you to learn in grammar now, because if you're thinking about IPMAT, okay, or if you're thinking about symbiosis, okay, if you're thinking about Cindy exams, SNAP, I think, okay, and Narsimon G and things like that, then grammar will be a better portion of your paper too, okay. So grammar and vocabulary will also make 50% and reading ability will be 50%, okay. Whereas or even we could even say that this will be about 40% and this will be about 60%, okay. But what I'll have you to learn in grammar we have to learn the basics. Basics means the ability to identify the different elements in a sentence and be able to use that to your advantage when you're trying to do your questions, okay. What happens is कई बार ऐसा हो जाता है कि we think we can answer the questions because you have been studying in an English medium school and I should be able to do it, sir. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes you are not able to do it. So the basics of English grammar is very important. What will we learn? Parts of speech, which is very important even from the point of view of, say, vocabulary. Even if you're thinking about vocabulary, then parts of speech becomes important, because if you know some skills, if you have some skills of parts of speech, then you will actually be able to guess the meanings of some of the words in vocabulary, and that also helps you in reading ability, okay. A particular way a sentence is constructed, if it doesn't give you, if you cannot understand the meaning, coming back to parts of speech and understanding different concepts will actually help you. Now you might say, sir, people who think, sir, I know what parts of speech are nouns and pronouns. Nouns and pronouns and adjectives and adverbs, how are they going to help me in reading ability? The way I teach parts of speech, you will see that it helps you immensely. Then tense, subject, verb, agreement, modified, symmetry. Usually these three are enough for DUJAT, but for other exams, all the topics are important. Synonyms, and when it comes to vocabulary, apart from learning a list of vocabulary, say about 2000 words, which is not to be, the list is not to be crammed. This I've always been telling you. Ratna nahi hai. Rat karke to seekh hi nahi paoge. We will read once, twice or thrice and practice a lot. Practice makes you perfect. Okay. And for reading, again I've been telling you, what all are we supposed to do and do? Read a lot. Read a lot and read material relevant to your studies. That is, go for business studies, for business related articles, okay. Go for business related articles, and of course some general knowledge related articles also, but then business related articles because you're trying to get into BBA and then do an MBA, of course, okay. So it will be better if you focus more on business studies. And together with this, I'll never say that you are not supposed to read a wide spectrum of books. That I'll never tell you that, okay. But then this has to be on the heavier side. Business related articles must be on the heavier side. Knowing what management is, what kind of problems management goes through, etc. This will help you in your GS studies also and your business knowledge also, okay. Now, reading in general improves a lot many things, and once you have the basic skills of grammar plus reading, your English should be okay enough to crack any kind of examination at your level, okay. This improves your ability to read and understand, enhances your vocabulary, helps you to understand various styles of writing, keeps you informed, and if you can make the newspaper your best buddy and make sure that you are reading a lot of business news, or you start reading business magazines like Business Today, etc., Okay, those things will actually help you a lot. Okay, then to the next one. After reading, now this is where a lot of things we don't do these things. Form an opinion based on the information you read in the article. This is very important. You want to develop your independent thinking and the ability to use your language. Let your mind work. Let your mind come up with ideas. Try to verbalize those thoughts. जो भी विचार आए उसको शब्दों में डालने की कोशिश करना है. Test your opinion for the strength of reasoning with your friends. Now, whatever you have learned and you feel in a particular way, you can always discuss it with your friends and understand whether your line of reasoning is okay or your friend has a better line of reasoning. Okay, that helps you a lot. Don't take disagreements as ego clash. Listen to the other person's arguments. Learning starts when ego goes out of the door. Okay, when you keep ego out of the door, when you keep your personal likings and dislikings out of the door, then you will start seeing things as they are. And to be a manager, objective consideration will go a long way. Okay, then importance of reading newspapers and books builds the ability to read and understand. Okay, and it builds your word power. That is another thing. You don't have to learn a list of vocabulary all the time. Okay, when you are reading the newspaper, etc., you will come across a number of words and a number of expressions. Mind you, English is also rich in idiomatic usage and idioms themselves. Now, as soon as we talk about idioms, we have to talk about phrasal verbs. Now, phrasal verbs are one difficult thing to say master. Okay, phrasal verbs, because the same word, the same verb can take multiple prepositions and all the meanings will be very different. And even one phrasal verb might have multiple meanings. So this is one, though it is difficult, this is what makes the language so rich. So phrasal verbs are a must. Then learning idioms and phrases. Okay, and learning management jargons. Okay, management jargon, which is also as important as anything else, because when you are reading the business journals, okay, when we start reading business journals, it becomes important to know the terminology used in business. So reading actually will improve your word power, which in turn helps you improve your general knowledge also. Okay, then helps you identify various structures. Now this is very important, very important. Sometimes a sentence makes little sense, though there is no exotic word in the sentence, but still understanding the sentence becomes a tough task, because it's a very complex and a huge sentence. Complex sentence plus a very long sentence. Okay, so when you start reading more and more, you come across such complex structured sentences, and then also you start understanding. Brings a variety, avoids monotony. Okay, brings a variety to your thinking, the way you are as a personality, it adds to you. Okay, so then preparation strategies. What are preparation tips? What all should we do, sir? Okay, see, there are three clear sections: reading ability, vocabulary, and grammar. Okay, and do not focus on English as a mere subject. Sir, English is just a subject. If I clear this examination, it's done. No. Think of this as a life skill, because this is going to stay with you throughout your life. Good communicators become very good managers. Okay, and of the three, you can work on various aspects one by one. Sometimes what happens is some of the things start working in tandem. Okay, when you are learning, if you're looking at grammar also, vocabulary also, then you will see that some of the concepts of grammar you can actually apply in vocabulary, and some of the concepts you learn in vocabulary can actually be applied to reading ability. So though these three things will go together, we can focus more on one and less on the other as we go along. And once we have reached a critical stage, then we can go ahead and learn others. Do not chase numbers when it comes to vocabulary. This is important. Okay, don't try to learn the entire dictionary. I do not know the entire dictionary. Almost nobody does. But for a few, there is a legend that Mark Twain used to know all the words in the dictionary. God knows. But then it is said of him. Such people are rare. You don't want that. Okay, and we also don't want a Shashi Tharoor. Okay, he might have a huge vocabulary to show, which is very nice when you hear it from him. Okay, but will he ever be using it? Okay. So we want a good vocabulary whereby we can communicate well and we are able to carry on our business as usual without having to open the dictionary for the meanings. Okay, so one list of high frequency words should suffice. And learning vocabulary is a lifelong process. You will keep learning also. In the initial stage, do not chase the type of questions that are asked. Again, when you are when you are doing your mock tests, don't be after when you have started the preparations. I am not saying that you have ended the preparations. You have started the preparation. Your mock tests are not going to get you a lot of marks. Okay, so out of 50, maybe you'll be scoring about 25, and 25 you will not be able to score. Now that is where an opportunity lies. That is, the rest of the 25 are there for you to learn. So learn during the initial stages of your preparation, and towards the end of your preparation, you should also be thinking about your marks, because because you know all the concepts. Now you have to use those concepts and make sure your score goes beyond 45. Okay, be all ears. All your classes will be in English and Hindi to some extent. Okay, that is all for this session, beta. This is how you prepare for all your BBS examinations. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and you can actually take a subscription to our course by subscribing to Gradeup Super. Okay, beta. Thank you all very much. See you in the next class. Bye bye.